Hello, my freaky family, and welcome to Lobotomy Corporation number 13. I understand I have been complete crap about uploading recently. Once again, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna dwell on it like I normally do with these videos. Let's just get right into LabCorp. Obviously, if you have not seen yet, at the end of the last video, I finally got Big Bird. Yes, after I actually had to re-roll for it, but I finally got Big Bird in my facility. Obviously, Apocalypse Bird is gonna happen today, but also the last two suppressions will both be in this video. Bina and Hakma. That's gonna be a lot, and I still have to do their missions, but honestly, I believe in myself. So, I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and try to knock out their missions, get some more info on Big Bird, and try to do Apocalypse Bird. I'm getting right into it, guys. I'm not wasting time with this one. Of course, as soon as I'm done with this, though, I definitely need to rewind to the memory repository after this day, because it is already day 43, so. Here he is, the boy himself, Big Bird. So, a little, fun little tidbit of information, by the way. I just realized I can't really do the missions right now, and also I will lose Big Bird if I, rewind to the memory repo. So, for all of you fans who've been waiting for a really long time, get excited. I'm gonna start the video off with Apocalypse Bird. I'm just gonna get it right away. So I guess I just need to spam attachment works on Big Bird until I get enough information. He might have been, what is it called? A cooldown though. Cleafoth overload. Oh, that's interesting as well. Big Bird is another one of those adnos that its Cleafoth counter drops when employees die. I didn't even realize that, but that's really cool. That is so insanely fun. I love when the game does that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so as of right now, the Bird of Discipline. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so currently, the Bird of Discipline is breaching. And the Bird of Acuteness and the Bird of Large Proportions are both about to breach. Ladies and gentlemen, this will give me Apocalypse Bird. Now, of course, I am not entirely sure how well this is gonna go because of White Knight. White Knight is gonna be a huge thorn in my ass, so I'm gonna have to do Cleafoths on top of this. The idea is hopefully just the sooner I get it over with, the better. So they should both breach in a second here. Let's see. Once upon a time, 3 happy birds lived in a warm and lush forest. Okay, they're breaching. White Knight is pissed off. That's great. Are they going to transform those? My question. Whoa, Aleph, entrance to the Black Forest. What the hell? Oh, I think I see it now. They're all going to go towards the entrance to the Black Forest. Okay, so I'm not going to try to suppress that. Obviously, that is not going to happen. You know what, Cooper? I'll try sending Cooper on... Actually, that's a horrible idea. Never mind. That's not a good idea. I'll send Genie on Fairy Festival. And then I'll send Cooper on White Knight to deal with him, because he's panicking, he's having a heart attack. But if I'm correct, Big Bird should go ahead and... Okay, what is the Cleafoth? Letitia and Melting Love? Really? That is horrible. Small Bird decided to punish the creature's wrongdoings with its beak. Alright, so that's punishing Bird. Now I'm assuming Big Bird is probably going to go in. Big Bird, with its many eyes, decided to watch over the forest for intruders. For Big Bird's eyes could see very far and could see things we cannot see. Oh my goodness, baby, it's happening. I just have to wait for Judgment Bird. Alright, there goes Judgment Bird. He walks by very slowly. Go into the portal. To keep the forest peace, Longbird weighed the sins of those who entered the forest. For Longbird's scale was fair and just and could weigh any and all kinds of sin. Then, in the middle of all the chaotic cries, someone shouted, "It's the Beast! A big scary monster lies in the forest." I cannot pause. Can I pause? I cannot pause. Oh, okay, so there's an egg here for Long Arm. I gotta try to send everybody onto the eggs, I guess? I don't know if this is a good idea to send everybody onto the eggs, but I'm doing it regardless. Where's the Apocalypse Bird? The Bird of Apocalypse, where is he? He can teleport? Oh, that's really bad. What if he teleports to this room? Then what am I supposed to do? Just take everybody out? Okay, he teleported there. I mean, he can't get any of my employees, so I'm just chilling. And then when he teleports here, I'll get ready to, yeah, this is very loud. I cannot press escape. Okay. I mean, he's not teleporting to, the room. We're doing pretty good damage on the egg. Oh. No, 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 no. I forgot about White Knight. Oh my god. So we're gonna try that from the top, I guess. I completely forgot about White Knight. That was my own doing. But I know what to do now. What? He's hypnotizing people. What the hell? I mean, Long Arm's at half HP. I'm just gonna keep going on Long Arm and pray for the best. But, like, for White Knight, his Cleafoth overload is just gonna keep stacking. Wait, never mind. It doesn't stack past 12? Is that true? But that just saves me then. Long arm is almost dead. I've had 0 deaths so far, which is honestly really good. And I forgot to equip my good ego from before. Never mind, Adam died. It's okay though, because yeah, these two are gonna die. Adam and Justin are gonna die because they're slept. They're just stuck. They can't really do anything. Oh, there's bees. Bees escaped. I did not realize that. Okay, you know what? The bees are like the least of our issues right now. Oh, Blue Star broke out. Never mind. I did not take that into account. Okay, so yeah, here's the thing. I realized what I need to do now. I'm going to restart here. I'm going to close the game. I'm not going to keep going with that, but I almost killed Longarm, but I have to keep certain employees on certain abnos so that in the case that he does launch his Cleafoths on them, I can then do the work and they won't breach. I only need to worry about that probably with like Censored, Nothing There, and Blue Star, plus White Knight. But I also have new Aleph gear that I can equip, so like there's also that. Big bird with its many eyes decided to watch over the forest. Okay, so we're pretty much shredding Big Eyes. Big Eyes is not gonna be the first one, not Long Arms. Nothing There has escaped. What? When did he escape? No! How run? How run? What the hell? When did he escape, bro? Dude, this is actually pissing me off so much. I swear to God, I checked. They were not on Cleafoth. And then everybody dies, bro. This is pissing me off. So, I did Small Bird. However, I'm experiencing a lot of, shit right now. Okay. There goes Censored. Bro, I can't do this all at once. I don't know what you expect me to do. This fight is genuinely just impossible. Where's the first egg that we want to go for? Where is Big Eyes? Big Eyes, Big Eyes, 4 big guys. There it is. Alright, there we go. Big Bird's eyes, or Big Bird's far-seeing eyes were blinded, so Big Bird is done. Small Beak is already pretty low. Some of them are still being mind controlled, which they shouldn't be. Yeah, I was right. It's not possessing any of my employees, so that is like the Big Bird egg thing. So that's really nice. And here we go. Small Bird's mouth that could devour anything was shut. So that means all we have left is Judgment Bird, which we can pretty much just wail on, if I'm not mistaken. Oh crap, wait, nothing there might breach here. Nothing there has escaped, and so have a lot of other people. Silent Orchestra. But honestly, I'm just gonna rush killing Judgment Bird's thing and hope for the best. I'm not calling the rabbits just yet. Wail on him, boys. Wail on him, wail on him, wail on him. Okay, Maki's just idly standing by while she dies. I don't know what's going on. I think Maki's glitched. I think Maki's immortal, actually. Wait a second. If Maki's immortal, Nothing There is permanently distracted. Wait, this is really good. You know what? Thank you, Maki. I'll take it. Oh, crap. My bodacious swarm of men. Just to be safe, I'm gonna kind of transport you on by. Also, fun fact, White Knight is at negative 30%, so I have to pray to God that I can finish this before Evil Breach, which I think I should. But I mean, yeah, I think I just rewind to the memory repo. Hold up, that's very loud, so I'm gonna do this. I think I just rewind to the memory repo as soon as I'm done with this, and I should get his ego equipment right as he dies. And then I'll go back to wherever I was before. I don't have to finish the day or anything, so that's going to be really nice. If I had to finish the day, I'd be screwed, because as you can tell, my whole facility is just completely in shambles. Anyways, Long Arm should be dead in a second here. Judgment Bird should be dead. The head that always gazed upon the cosmos was lowered. The bird began to prowl the forest, but there was nothing. There were no creatures, no sun and moon, and no beast. All that was left was just a bird and the black forest. Oh, that's it. Oh my god, my frames just went up so much. That is, I think, the laggiest boss fight I have, like, ever had. That was awful. And also, that was just, oh my god, I hated every second of that. But, Apocalypse Bird is dead. I don't want to take my chances, so I'm just gonna wait a second here. But I think if I just rewind to the memory repo now, I should have Apocalypse Bird's ego. So I'm gonna rewind to the memory repo. And I guess let's hope for the best. I pray, because I really don't want to have to do that all over again. Twilight, there it is. Twilight, this, yeah, this is Apocalypse Bird's ego. Alright, sick. That's sick as hell. And, should have the ego suit as well. Is there an ego? Yeah, there's an ego suit. So, there is only one for each, and apparently, I need an employee with all EX stats to be able to use it. 12 to 18 damage? I think, if it's question marks, is that just any damage type? I think it just does all damage types. Actually, wait, this is the final Hawkman mission, I just realized. But it's also, like, super hard. Alright, day 44, new dialogue. Your scenario is reaching an end soon. Just do as you've done before. Though the energy you've collected will not be supplied to the outside, that doesn't mean your work was for nothing, or that this place was no longer serves a purpose. My goal? Are you finally asking me now, after all this time? I didn't ask anything, but feel free to believe whatever you want to believe, Angela. Of course, it's the same as yours. The conclusion of the script we have. If not, I wouldn't have a reason to go through all this trouble just to help you. We got new Bina dialogue. I guess I just had to keep going, because it's like, I don't know, I was paused when I was recording this, but for some reason, like, it just didn't tell me that Bina had a mission for me, so I guess I completed it anyways, but I don't know. As you find them in quotidian life, fierce fights break out every day here. You've seen this innumerable times, no? With enough time, abnormalities come back to life. No matter how many fragments they're broken into. It's one of the facts that drove Gebera mad. She took far too much time to understand that the abnormalities have to be exploited, not ended. Maybe she simply couldn't free herself from that indignation of her past. Well, she doesn't concern me. The only thing I know is that I will never ever see what she was before. Nevertheless, I cannot help but be astonished by the potential of ego each time I see her go on a rampage. Ego's potential? You'll never know it. You've never wielded an ego. In fact, there are many weapons that have enormous power in this world, apart from ego. Artifacts from the outskirts and from the ruins, the singularities of the wings are rudimentary inventions made in the back streets. If used correctly, they would be weapons that could fare against abnormalities somehow, but giving those weapons to employees that never even learned to fight outside of basic training is as useless as teaching a hatchling to hunt. The rabbits are specialized in killing. They can spot the enemy's weakness right away and focus their firepower given that they have enough munitions, as opposed to our employees who can't even wield weapons efficiently. That seeing as combat ability isn't a requirement to be hired here. Our employees don't even have to learn to use ego. The power of the ego grows in conjunction with the heart of the wielder. One knows how to use it the moment they wield it. Nevertheless, even though they wield that power, the majority of employees cannot control it. Swayed by it, they hardly have a chance against the abnormalities. I haven't seen anyone that can draw out the true potential, apart from the red mist. To wield ego is to dress oneself in the shell of the ego of another person. The wielder is merely imitating the borrowed ego, unable to completely make the power their own. Had I known that before being locked up here, I would have done anything to get my hands on them. If I could, the circumstances may have changed dramatically. Now I'm confined here, issuing orders to extract ego, forbidden from touching them myself. You must have been scared still, even though my hatred and bloodthirst are locked up inside this rusted metal cage. Don't you worry, I no longer have anything left. But you never know. The yearning for blood could wax once again, for it is simply sealed, not uprooted. Complete the day with 8 or more Aleph ego in possession. Okay, so now I unlock that mission, which obviously I already have 8 or more ego in possession, that is Aleph, but it looks like it's still just going to be a lot of normal days. I guess while I'm doing this though, I can try to work on Hakma's missions as well, but I might have to rewind to the memory repo soon. I guess I can do one more day, because day 46 is the next memory repo, so I can go to day 45 and then rewind, and I'll be fine. But once I get to day 46, obviously that's the end. That's the end game. This is the average Stigma viewer after watching Project Goon. Alright, day 45. Final new dialogue before the final days. The time is upon you. It's time to complete the final piece of the puzzle you've been missing. May you have the best of luck on the last leg of your journey. Saying something like I hope you will finally be happy, or that some of the leftover pain can be relieved now, have long become empty words. There are several more things I would like to say, but let me sum them up into one sentence. I wish you success this time. I enjoyed being with you for not only these 45 days, but also the moments you don't remember. Well, there's just one last Sephira you need to meet. Who? He holds in his hands a warmth that looks so comforting, but it can shatter people's hearts like they're nothing. What? Okay. Erstwhile, the world in which you stayed was once luminous. There was the sun and the moon, and also the clouds and winds that floated around them. It was a world of light, so to speak, but you couldn't stay there. You were robbed of innumerable things. You lived with a broken heart, clinging to the void where pieces of your heart used to be. No one could understand your pain, nor embrace you. Eternal loss dominated you. I was one of the thieves who robbed you of countless things. While I was at the top of the world, I watched you and looked down on your struggle. Not just you. I've seen many others that struggled. Those attempts were no less futile than an insect writhing. All I had to do was simply stomp on them a couple times. But among them, there were some who would grit their teeth and climb up, dragging their broken bodies. It seemed that this was going to be another fun little trip, so I would drink a cup of tea before leaving with light steps. But as you can see, an unexpected encounter with the red mist got the best of me. Haha. And then you inflicted as much suffering upon me as I did to you, did you not? You were familiar with how to break the mind without utilizing torture or violence. After everything was done, you gathered every little bit of what was left of my humanity, and you threw them into this pit until even my spirit soured and rotted. Maybe you told yourself that I deserved worse than that. Therefore you're an upholder of justice who has defeated the evil, no? Then I must ask, why is that grand and righteous upholder standing here making himself out as a prisoner like I? And what happened with that coward? The one who with fear averted his gaze from my dying one. Why is he down here, suffering the same punishment as I? See, there cannot be a sight more satisfying than this for me. Is this all that idealism of hers came to be? You've dragged down your heroine with your own hands. Do you truly believe that your duty completes itself just for shedding tears at the funeral of the innocent, while you never even let their bodies rest in peace? Ironically, you found a hope in all this misery, the raw material of the bucket, and the path to the river of it all. Out of her you made the bucket and you started to send it down into the wells of the people. The bucket rises from the well of a person filled with the water that can only be drawn by that person. An ancient fount that has been flowing at the bottom even before the birth of the world. Now it simply is drawn regardless of the consent of the person. When the bucket that holds the fated ideal of hers comes in contact with the ego of another person, a certain change occurs. I'll ask her about the bucket. Maybe it's difficult to understand only by listening. Whoa. How about this? I could show you one of her miracles. It's taxing, but for you, I'll gladly do it. The people selected long ago are awaiting their turns. I bring them here according to the register. Let me introduce one to you. This one is nameless. He has nothing left, for he has abandoned all that he is a long time ago. For him, things like the remnants of the past or the pain of the present don't matter. He only stares into the future. Did you dream well? Okay, so this is nameless. Yes, you'll finally dream for as long as you want. One that you will never wake up from. The employees will inject him with cogito soon. What river flows in you? What world lies in you? There are as many worlds as there are people. Discovering them is rather fun. He's turning alpha. No one must see this. Oh, she is evil. That is why they adjust the level of cogito according to my orders, keeping their eyes and ears covered. Nobody should make direct eye contact with the drawn, but I can never dare to look away from him or to close my eyes, no matter how unbearable it may be. In the eyes of the drawn, there are the abysses that only I can endure, and there are the things that shouldn't exist in the world. This is the punishment that you've obligated me to endure. A normal person would have gone mad thousands of times over if they had to put up with this. Thanks to you, I cannot even be graced with insanity or lose my mind. All I can do is capture all of it in my eyes. Now, we wait. Will it rise anew, or is it destined to be stuck in this pillar and spend eternity with me down in this place? We just need a little more time to find out. Now, do you finally realize what all these pillars contain? Well, consider yourself lucky today. At times when the level of cogito is adjusted inadequately, some things that shouldn't exist come up as fragments. How funny that I say this, but they're like an adverse reaction that has its price for doing something unspeakable to a human being. The bucket can rise with some impurities mixed in with what we usually draw, such as the abyss within humanity, the subconscious, and all kinds of possibilities. From the past, from the present, even from the future. All kinds of beings that have existed and will exist in this world. Given that they're outside our dominion, there's nothing we could do to govern them. They float around aimlessly, resonating with the abnormalities and manifesting themselves in front of us when the moment comes. They are what you call the ordeals. Thankfully, they react to the Qliphoth deterrence, so we can put them to sleep like the abnormalities, but that's all we're able to do. Yes, as you've learned, extracting abnormalities is my job, but creating them is Carmen's, whom you buried a long time ago. Carmen created the abnormalities? She is the mother of all abnormalities that have existed in this facility and of all that will emerge in the future. Tell me, how do you feel that you know that those abnormalities that you faced above were part of these pillars? It's an agonizing sight to confront, but it doesn't matter to you, not at all. Or am I wrong? After all, erasing your memories and running away from them as if nothing had happened is your age-old specialty. Goal, complete the day with every abnormality currently within the facility. What? What does that mean? I don't know, this is weird. I'm assuming though Carmen created the abnormalities so for her own selfish purposes so that she could extract energy to basically sell it and make as much money as possible. Abnormality dissolution, complete the day with every abnormality currently within the facility at the maximum observation level. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Which, I mean, I should actually already be able to do that because of the memory repo. So I already have max observation on every abno, so that's really easy. Okay, so I just completed Hakma's last mission because I'm just gonna do Hakma suppression since B and I literally can't do because I have to do it on day 45 because I messed up the beginning, but whatever. I'm gonna do Hakma suppression. I just beat his last mission, so here's the new dialogue. I'll do my best. I'd advise you not to be so languid. Is it okay if I do this? Hey, don't worry too much about it. You won't find a professional like me often. Carmen? Or no, Angela. My greetings, eh? The moments I have just made you witness are no longer merely scenes of the past. They could be the present, or even from the future. There are people who once loved you, and there are employees who think that they are happy here. There is also Angela, a cold imitation of Carmen. Yeah, I had a good feeling she was an imitation of Carmen. Is this not the heaven that is burrowed into your mind, the place you have been yearning for? In this place you're no less mighty than God. Even death finds no meaning here. So I plead with you, will you not be satisfied already? We are so desperately continuing to exist, even if it means living like we are now. What right do you have to turn everyone to ash? Furthermore, it is clear this story has no need for an end. Think about it. All the work that you have done, is it truly a consequence of your own choices? You never were ready. You were not prepared to accept her death. So you created a being wholly shrouded in a sense of loss. And now you are just struggling to move forward, blindly fumbling along the obscure trails of your past deeds. Throughout this entire process, you were never sincerely willing to do what you did. So please, I beg you to go back. Now, I will not turn back. Look at you. You are proving me right. You are not at all honest with yourself, even in the gravest of choices you must make. Even if I were to send you away, you would likely return to me after having yet another fresh start. It is an uncontrollable law of this place we must follow. This whole facility has become one giant ever-running clockwork. The clock never stops ticking. It never rests. It never rushes. It is not set to follow any specific person. So this is alluding to suppression, because I know you can't pause or speed up or whatever. It simply walks forever, maintaining the same pace as it always has. And now, it is time for you to leave. I won't leave. You are a lost traveler without a compass or a map. It is natural to feel fear when one is subject to the whims of the air and sea. However, there is no need for you to fear the counting of the clock anymore. I shall always welcome you. I will always console you. You never were ready. I stand my ground. You have not changed your decision in the end. It had seemed that tomorrow would have come as it always does, but it is not. The hour of silent waiting has long since ended. When I no longer feared the impending night, I chose to love this place. But if you still wish to break this egg at all costs, I shall become its sentinel, and I will reap you. He will what me? How can this still be considered following her will? This is nothing but a seed of calamity, drenched in sin. Oh, by the wings. Your mind has been soaked with grief, even more severely than I thought. Please, why can't you stop now? You and I, we tried our best. With our career and wealth, you'll be able to live the rest of your life in the nest with no problem whatsoever. So please, I urge you, stop here. Stop before you cross the line. I will not stop. No one remained by my side. With everyone's sacrifice, I came this far and reached the ranks of the wings. But there was nobody left to celebrate the moment with. The silence was the signal to start my task for everyone. We lost something in us every single day. We used inhumane methods to extract information from the women we captured from the head. Bina, I'm assuming. We passed out plans to AIs that hadn't even been named yet. It ached. No, it wounded the heart of the man who had always been with me. The sound of the waves were so far away, and there was no time left to stay. I lost the last man who stood by me. It was a tragedy, but I didn't hide it. The ones who had left early on likely didn't need me anymore. But I needed them in those final moments, to bring back those who had forsaken the embrace of the earth, to hide and lock away the seed of secret. I was the only one who remained. I wanted to be forgotten like a mirage. Manifestation of Khalifa due to suffer a breakdown. Hakma is done. Hakma is fully ready. Alright guys, it is finally time for Hakma core suppression. Basically the main point of this video. I'm sorry I can't do Bina suppression, but level 5 department, it's just, I can't do it until after I do Hakma, and it's just, this video is already so close to when it needs to come out. So, here goes nothing. Hakma suppression. Let's start it. Oh. There's always a price of silence. Oh shoot. Melendez is dead. I just forgot that when you pause the game, during the suppression, somebody dies. Okay, no pausing. Do not even touch the spacebar. Okay. This is gonna be really hard with White Knight, bro. Alright, so I've made it pretty far so far. I'm about to start the Noon. I got Noon of Green, which is probably like the worst one I could get. But it's besides the point. So far, things have been pretty easy. It's just been very boring because of how slow things have been, because I can't speed up time. And not being able to pause is just kind of annoying sometimes. So now we get to see, the Noon in action. However it got it. Alright, that was pretty easy. You know what, that wasn't that bad. You know, it was only the Noon. So we still have a lot ahead of us. The music changed though, and it's a little bit different from normal. Normally the music, especially for the top layer, is super like upbeat, excited, more in your face. This one's a lot calmer. I don't know, maybe it'll change later on. But anyways, I also talked about the design of Hakma. This is a really weird design. I mean, I've seen some weird ones. They all resemble trees, though. I think it's supposed to be because of, like, the tree of life or the tree of death or whatever. And, you know, obviously the seeds of life. Angela even talked about, like, planting seeds. There's the common theme of, like, I guess, I don't want to overanalyze, but there's, like, the common theme of rebirth, trees, and, like, seeds. Siva, but you can go do her. Whoa, that came out kind of sus. I didn't mean it like that. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and just trigger the Crimson Dusk, because White Knight is gonna get pissed if I don't. So let's go ahead and do this, I guess. Oh my gosh, everything changed. What the hell is going on? Oh shoot, oh it sped up. Oh crap, I didn't even realize. I'm gonna assume I can't speed it down. Okay, I'm just gonna have to handle one at a time. Oh my gosh, look at Hakma, he's bouncing around. He's so joyous and jubilant. Hannah Velasquez Mabel, get on that. Just clear it, damn it, clear it, boys! Thank you, boys and girls! We did it with 0 casualties! Oh my gosh. Are we locked in or what? And yeah, White Knight's pissed, but does it look like I care? No. I'm gonna keep on thugging, because that's what I do best. For anybody wondering, the new abnormality is Little Red Riding Hood Mercenary. To be honest, I don't care. This is a very high stress environment. White Knight, as you can see, is not happy, but hopefully in a second here we should be okay. I got the Violet Midnight, and the bees are angry. Oh my gosh. Was it Queen Bee and I didn't realize? Oh my freaking god, bro. This is actually awful. This is horrendous. This is so bad. It gets worse every single second. It just does not seem to look any better. It just is, oh my god, Violet. I can't speak, I can't think. Okay, so from what I'm seeing, the Violet Midnight is like literally impossible to do with this suppression. All of my men are gonna die. The Good Delusion, or the God Delusion, I don't know what it's called. The Violet Midnight, where is it? Okay, this one. The attack type black. Okay, so it's immune to black. Oh my gosh, it just killed so many people. Oh, where they are. Oh my god, so many people are dying. What the hell am I supposed to do for this? This is the worst midnight to get, bro. Okay, so anybody who tries to attack it just dies. I can't do this with no pause. I don't know what you want me to do. Violet Midnight, that is impossible to do without pausing. With pausing, I 100% could do it. Without pausing, that is impossible. I mean, to be honest, all of these midnights look really bad to do without pausing, but the green and violet look the worst. In my opinion, amber is the easiest, especially like with this challenge. Amber's super simple. Well, you may not like it, but I do have a plan. Unfortunately, I will have to end this video off early just to get it out as soon as possible. Obviously, you're seeing this way earlier than I originally intended for it to come out. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a day 1 reset, get rid of White Knight, and hopefully make Hakma suppression a lot easier. Because frankly, Hakma suppression is like probably one of, if not the hardest in the game. I am using mods that will preserve my agents. I know that's technically cheats, but just let it happen, okay? Just let it happen. I've become that Zen monk Eric Cartman. But anyways, that'll be it for this video. The next video, I will progress through the majority of the game, unfortunately. I will finally do Hakma suppression. But anyways, I suppose, why not go ahead and do a day 1 reset. 1 sin and hundreds of good deeds. Oh man, this feels weird. Alright, well, yeah, but that'll be it for LobCorp. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye-bye!